that's the return of the G. Show them the way, cause they real nerds on the street like Braille. The way I make them feel words on the sheet. He's so good. She like, he's so good to me. He's so good. She like, he's so good to me. Toby gon' kill this beat, a chef gon' cook. You still don't get no looks. No better than Tech Bro Shook. Sticks and stones will break some bones, but your words can't hurt cause you ain't read no books. Stay woke, take I'ma shine till they blind, pour the blinds out. You online making threats, make them sign out.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Detroit Lions. Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And some room to maneuver. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Chargers, nothing. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. 26-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Brings up 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now this defense for the Lions, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he goes out right around the 39. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
They're already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And slow going there as they'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. They're at the 41, 2nd and 9. At the 41-yard line. Here's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, now he's free to midfield. How about this? Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. But, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel. You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 49-yard line.
Herbert. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
On first and 10, here's Gibbs. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 152 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Four receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. They'll go again with Gibbs. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. A 4-receiver set here, 3rd and 5. Goff now to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
4th down to give to Gibbs. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, but instead a give up the middle. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
First down, Chargers.
They'll fake the handoff, now Herbert. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Back to throw here, Herbert. This one finds McConkey. And given 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And it's 3rd down.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Now it's Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gutsy call. It turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11.
1st down, Los Angeles.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And it's throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Herbert now. That is caught. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
A 5-yard
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. In motion goes the tight end. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Chargers 7.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around.
Get him. Black 20. What's that?
Here's Goff. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a 1st.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. That's complete. That's Lovett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's another.
To throw is gone.
First down.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
First carry now for David Montgomery. He'll be brought down short of 15, but a really good move on the run. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down and a yard. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. So his big first half continues. His 3rd touchdown already. We'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he's got his target, Harris. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Here's Herbert. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, Herbert. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 4.
Go.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. Now he's loose again. He's on his way. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. There he goes, left side. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Rondé Gadsden, 75 yards. And the Chargers get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
Chargers 14. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points on the board.
My, oh my, 250 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Gets past one man. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
That's good. 4 on Lions. First down.
Gibbs on the toss left. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
This one swung out to Montgomery. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down. The give, right side for Gibbs. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This is 2nd and 8.
Four out. Go tonight.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. The Lions now are going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Gibbs straight ahead. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. That was signaling a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Hand off down to Gibbs. Oh, he's going to be brought down a few yards short of the goal line, and they're going to be unable to stop the clock from here. So close yet so far, and that's going to be how this first half will come to an end. Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of the yardage, but that hasn't translated so far in the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. To their credit, resulting in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
It's a gain of 5.
Well, that's the thing, the beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Hampton.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And he got blown out. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
What? Hey, kill! What's that?
On the give, here's Gibbs. Fights through and now a crease. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3. at the 39-yard line.
DC.
Here's Goff. And he fires one incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Well, this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Gain of 15 yards. That's good for the Lions. First down.
Goff now looks to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And a pass caught. It's Williams. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First down.
Montgomery. We'll get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Tonight. 20. Hey, tonight.
Gibbs is in for a Lions touchdown. So it's a high 5 for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point.
They'll try and run it here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Keeps the score Lions 34. Chargers 14.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. He'll dump this off to Hampton, complete. First by him near the 35. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hampton. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Here's Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And the Chargers.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion at the first down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Trey Harris, 46 yards. And the Chargers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Chargers 21.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on a 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Goff. And this is caught by Williams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Here's Goff. They'll leave it for Montgomery complete. So give him 2 yards there. Completion. And it'll be 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Now Goff. And he's got it. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jameson Williams, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2, they don't get it.
The score, Lions 40, Chargers 21.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He's got a man downfield. It's Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. First down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. Now it's Herbert. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Back to throw here, Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. This is caught. So nothing doing there. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th and goal.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Oronde Gadsden with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And he'll get in for the 2 points, as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they'll indeed take a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Good. 180.
And they take a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Detroit, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk